As a kid, I'm sure many of you in elementary school had to do balance beams, or if you didn't, you at least walked on the curb by sidewalks, testing your balance, trying to manage it so without falling off. As I've gotten older, I found that the balancing has shifted more away from being a physical thing, more mental challenge of keeping up with work, school, personal life, friends, family, and it's become one of more of a struggle and harder to stay balanced as time's gone on. Many of you at Wake Tech often have part-time jobs in addition to their schoolwork, trying to balance what is essentially a heavy school schedule with a lot of professional and personal, strengths and development. While balancing my life as a student and a line worker, I found that I value some things more than others, and it's taken me almost falling off this balancing act and almost losing myself to a lot of things to find what I need to do. When I first stepped onto the balance beam, was in high school during COVID. I got a job at Chick-fil-A, the Fuquay location, and I found myself trying to leave school early, try and make as much money as possible, work extra hours. At that time, Chick-fil-A closed at 10 o'clock. I know we all miss it. And I found myself staying up and staying until about 1 a.m. before having to get up for school at about 7 a.m. This led, of course, to a degrade in my grades, especially math, a struggle for everyone. Math led to, I think, about a 50% in that class. And as I did, my teachers started to notice and they started to try and contact me, but I just was on that grind, I wanted the cash. So I went through and I kept working, I kept going, and I kept pushing it. But eventually, it got to the point that they didn't contact me anymore, they contacted my family. My mom started to get angry. She started to say stuff like, if you can't manage, I'm gonna have you quit your job. Quit your job. So I had to make a decision. I had to cut down on my hours. I had to cut back and I had to focus. I got in touch with my teachers. I worked towards getting better. I worked towards becoming a stronger mathematician, and I got better at school. I didn't quit my job. I did have to cut back on my hours, and that summer they had so few closures that they actually had to cut back Chick-fil-A's hours. But that's just the beginning. Just as quickly as you can fall off the balance in one direction, a simple overcorrection can cause you to spiral out of control into the other direction. During my senior year in high school, I wanted to do more. I wanted to get more out of high school, having 2 years taken away from COVID. I joined the field team. I did shot put, big heavy ball, throw it far. So I tried that out. It was great. I got to meet new people. I got to work on myself. I started to feel better. But as an adult, I also had to manage money. I'm sure many of you have had to buy a car, and coming out of COVID, cars are very expensive. I stopped being able to pay off the car payments I needed to make. I started needing to do a little bit more, and I had to make choices when it came to work. I cut back on my working hours. I had enough money. However, they were also offering opportunities for management positions. I wanted to try it out. I figured, hey, I've worked there for 1.5 years. I can try and get up to a leadership position. Sadly, with winter in North Carolina, it's always rainy, never snowing. So I lost the opportunity. I had to reschedule stuff. I had to continuously cut back on work. And that led to them passing me up for leadership opportunities. I lost that opportunity in my life. I lost what would allow me to continue in my work and my profession, what would allow me to make better. However, I don't regret it. I think that these opportunities of me moving forward in life and almost falling off in either direction and losing my balance have shown me what I truly value. Coming into Wake Tech, I've actually gotten a different job. I've quit Chick-fil-A. I now actually work as a line cook for Applebee's. And no, it's just across the street. But I found that with work, I'm able to manage doing a lot of work and a lot of school to the best of my abilities. I work 30 hours a week, I do 4 classes, which is not too bad on either direction, really, as long as you're willing to put it that way. But that's my balance. And I'm sure many of you have faced similar situations before. You need to find your balance. Many of you probably have personal matters, professional matters, and school. We all do. So I say that despite my failures, I think that all of you will have this issue or have had this issue. I think many of you know what I'm talking about. You can reflect on it. And I challenge you to find a similar balance for you, whether it may be heavy workload like mine, or maybe even lighter workload, taking a lot of personal life. Through my many mistakes and opportunities, I've found what I truly value. Many of you, as Wake Tech students, I hope, can find what you truly value through this. For those of you who may be struggling in school, work, or even your personal life, I challenge you to take a step back and find your balance.
Good job.